Hello, everybody. This is Elissa from Ink Arts and Crafts, and today we are here to go over what arrived this month. So these are kits that I already have logged in my Gems flow. I log them as soon as I purchase them so I can really keep a very close eye on my hoard. And these are all the canvases. We're going to go over the canvases today. They're everything that arrived in the month of October. So some of these are kits that I purchased in October. Some of them are ones that I purchased in September. And some of them are ones that I purchased like way back into, I think some back in like the June time frame. Sushi, you're totally going to knock that over. Don't even you. I have all of the canvases balanced, minus these small ones, balanced precariously on my office chair. And Sushi is currently sitting on top of the hoard on the chair, because it's Sushi, and that's what she does. So she's being silly, and I'm just watching her because I do not want it to knock over and then have a big old mess, and that's what I'm afraid is going to happen because Sushi. Hi, Carcass. Don't squeak at me. I will touch you if I want to touch you. She's giving herself a bath while she sits up there and slaps her tail at me. Yes, you sassy little thing. All right, so we're going to go over these kits. So again, like I said, these are ones that I received in the month of October. I have actually done a lot better than I've basically been doing consistently better. I did better in the month of September for purchases, and I have also done better in the month of October for purchases, and my goal is in November to do just as well, if not better, especially since we're going to have Black Friday and Cyber Monday. I want to try to really control and manage what I purchase and have it be pretty much just like the must-have canvases. So I have decided for Jaded Gem Shop canvases that I will not be purchasing any more kits from Jaded Gem Shop until I have worked through some of the ones. I need to sit down and kind of make a plan of, okay, I can buy from this shop when I finish X number of kits from this shop, and do that for these companies that I have a ton of works of, because I have so many. I need to kind of like work on some of what I have. I am trying to go through all of my, work on a lot of my older kits, which you guys know I've talked about that for the last few months. And I was doing a lot of that over the summer, and then I kind of got derailed with drills and chills and all of that. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at these kits. Same thing that I did last time, and that I do typically each month that I do this. We're going to pull out the canvas, look at the canvas. We're going to take a quick overview of the drills and maybe point out where some of the specials are in the canvas, but we're not going to go super all in depth for a full unboxing or anything like that. We're not going to do as if it was an isolated, dedicated unboxing, because I have a lot of canvases to go through, and this is going to be a ridiculously long video as it is. So without further ado, we're going to break into it. So these 5 canvases that I have right here are all from Diamond Delights, and I have to say this is one of my favorite shops, one of my favorite small shops. I love the fact that Elvira comes out with so many small canvases, but then you also get the occasional larger canvas. I want to say that one's like a 50 by 50. But then you get these small snackies, which I love because these are one-day projects for me. And I love being able to have something that I can grab and work on. And a lot of these are from one of my favorite cross-stitchers, from Sarah Bauman. She's a cross-stitcher. And I have, before Elvira even came out, even opened her company, I already had a bunch of Sarah Bauman's cross-stitch patterns that I planned on working on as conversions. So now I've just saved myself the hassle of actually doing the canvas and drills and whole 9 yards, because I can just buy the canvases from Elvira. So we're going to start off. We're going to start with the smallest one and open it up and take a look. And I like that she does this little sticker in the front so you can kind of know exactly what the kit is that you're going to get. So this very first one is the littlest one, and this is going to be called Starry Night Sky, Sarah Bauman, which is Nerdy Cross Stitch Art. This is a 15.7 by 22.9, and it's square drills, and it has 18 colors, as you can see. And of these 18 colors, so here is our drill pack, and I love the simplicity of these because they're already in baggies. So this makes it super easy to work, where for a kit like this, I don't even have to kit it up. I can just work out of these little baggies for these little kits. And a lot of times I do. Sometimes I kit them up. Sometimes I just work out of these baggies. But look at these drills. There's some really pretty ones. Ooh, that's a really pretty blue. That blue right there is a shimmer or a dust drill. It depends on what company you go with. I just consider them all dust drills. So this is going to be our sticker sheet, as you can see. And it looks like we have 2 ABs and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the shimmer or dust drills on this canvas. So we're going to take a little look at it. Again, I love the tiny size of these kits. It makes me super happy having these itty bitty canvases to do, because they're just fun little snacks, yet they're their own little mini project, and I love that aspect of it. So first one, since this is my first time getting them out, they're going to be a little needing to be rolled backwards, which you can do with port glue safely. But look at the cuteness that is this canvas right here. How precious is this image? So this is, like I said, Starry Night Sky. And I love the cherry blossoms. I love it. I love Sarah's artwork. She has this very like pastel, like vibed Asian style canvases, and I love them all. So this is our first one, as you can see right here. Our specials on this, we're going to have AB for the moon. That's going to be a yellow AB in the moon. We're also going to have white, so it's going to be little accents of white in each one of like these areas, these little accents of the flowers is going to have like a white AB in there as well. Then we have part of the border, so both, actually the entire border, two different colors of purple. That entire border all the way around the window is going to be the dust drills. And then we also have down in our cherry blossom bushes on the bottom, we have half of that, the circle drill that you see right there, those circles down there are going to be more of a dust drill, and you can see the pound sign right there is going to be the white AB as well. And then we also have, as we come up into the top of our canvas, this center strip of darker blue is going to be that beautiful dark blue dust drill that we see right there. And then our last one is going to be symbol Z, which symbol Z is this middle range right here. So that is also going to be dust for that middle range. So lots of bling in here. I think it's perfection, and I love everything about it. But that is Starry Night Sky from Sarah Bowman and Nerdy Cross Stitch Art. We're going to take care of this one. And I have to say, if you want kits that are fun, small, adorable, and like the cutest things ever, very good quality, and you want little kits that are easy to grab and go, I highly recommend doing Diamond Delights for that. So that's the first one. Now we're going to go into our second one right here. So these, like, I think 4 of the 5 are going to be from from Sarah Bowman. And I love the fact that it's not like, you don't end up with this fully square canvas. So she does them round, so that way it's like you can enjoy the full spectrum of it without having to have like a massive border that you have to do to make it a square canvas. I love the round aspect. So here are our drills. Look at that beautiful dust drill. Look how gorgeous that white is. This one is also another square drill canvas. Here is our sticker sheet. This one has 13 colors. This is called Mount Fuji. I love her Mount Fuji ones. And it is a 26 by 25.7. And looks like we have 1 AB and 3 dust drills. So we're going to take a look at this one. I'm going to roll it a little bit. And I have no issues with these wrinkles coming out of the canvas. Part of it has to do with the plastic, because it's like the way that they get packed, the plastic ends up kind of like peeling away in certain areas and creates those pseudo wrinkles that look fine once the canvas is drills down. Usually for these, I lay them flat when I'm ready to work on them. I lay them flat so that way they can end up getting all of those crinkles out. And by the time I'm ready to work on it, because I do all of the kitting up at one time, by the time I'm ready to work on it, there's no problems as far as having any of these wrinkles. It's been completely flat and it looks just fine. But look how stunning this image is. Again, beautiful pastel vibes. Love the pastel vibes of these. And our special drills, like I said, we have 1 AB on this one, which is going to be the center. All of those tiny little dots creating the center of our cherry blossoms all the way around here. That's all AB for the centers. The light pink that you see for those cherry blossoms, all of it is a pink AB. And then we have right in here, this is these little patches right here. They're kind of like little hearts almost. Those patches there, and here, there, that little patch right there, kind of like scattered. So basically falling, they're like falling cherry blossoms is really what they are. Those are going to be a very pale pink dust drill. And then we have the X's, which are going to be down around in this bottom portion. You can see part of the bottom cherry blossoms in the foreground, that X symbol that we see, that really light color. That is going to be another dust drill. And then our last one is our whites, which are going to be another dust. And that's all of these, these pound signs that you see scattered throughout the canvas. Sorry, I have like weird hiccups going on. And you'll see those scattered throughout. It's also the white of Mount Fuji. that white portion on Mount Fuji is also going to be that same dust drill, 3865. But that is Mount Fuji from Sarah Bowman, Nerdy Cross Stitch Art over at Diamond Delights. And that is our second canvas that we're taking a look at. I love these. I love these little kits. They're so much fun. And I'm like, I really want to kit them up and work on them, but I'm trying to be good about like not having too many whips going right now, especially since I'm working on a larger canvas. I'm still working on Halloween Bedroom, and I would like to finish that one sooner rather than later, so I'm forcing myself to not get distracted and work on other kits. I will, once I finish it, I think I will work on my cross stitch conversion, my Flossy Fox Shop cross stitch conversion, but until I finish Halloween Bedroom, that's my last one of my already kitted up canvases, and once I finish it, look at this cuteness right there. Once I finish Halloween Bedroom, I'll be able to actually pull out my like next set of canvases for the month of November, which I've been really looking forward to working on those. So this one right here is another round one. I love this size. Like I said, this is such a fun size to do for these kits because it's like, I feel like so many canvases nowadays are so massive, but I love the fact that Elvira really comes out with these small, manageable sized kits that are wonderful. And I love the fact that I think the majority of the artists that she's licensed, a lot of the artists she's licensed are actually like cross stitchers, because many of the patterns are ones that, are cross stitch patterns. Obviously, you can see I love this canvas because there's a cat and there's cherry blossoms, which, two things that I absolutely love, cats and cherry blossoms. So this is called Sunset in Japan. Again, Sarah Bowman, Nerdy Cross Stitch Art. It's a 26.4 by 26.4 square drills. Again, this one has 1 AB and 2 dust drills. And you can see here are colors. So a lot more of an orangey yellow palette, which I don't normally go for a lot of oranges and yellows. But you got some pinks to balance it. And it's just such a cute image. I had to go with it. So this right here is going to be what we see. We have 15 colors on this one. So our AB is actually going to be, the cat is an AB right here. He's gonna be a beautiful pink AB. And then as we come, I think it's basically the cat is an AB. And then we have our 2 dust. One of the dust is going to be kind of the outline of the mountains right here. Outline right there of these mountains that we're seeing in the background. And we'll see some of it like kind of crossing through behind the window. But then also this whole section right here of yellow, anything that's a Z, all of those yellows are going to be, in this swath of the sky, all of those yellows are going to be that dust drill. And then the last one is our radioactive sign, which is going to be the yellowish orange up at the very top of our canvas, filling in the pink border that we see. That is going to be another dust drill in there. So simplicity, I like the fact that it's, not a ton of colors, but these work up so wonderfully fast and they just look so adorable and they're so fun to do. So that's something that, if I had to recommend a shop for tiny little canvases, consistent, good quality, tiny little canvases, 1000% recommend Diamond Delights. It's kind of one of those things where even if I'm on like a no buy, low buy type thing, because I don't really do no buys, you guys know, but if I'm on a low buy, Sarah Bowman art is actually one of those things that I do allow myself to purchase because she's one of the artists that I absolutely love the work of. So now we're going to go into kit number 4, which is going to be another pinkish toned one. Look at the pastels on that one. This one's going to be another Tokyo scene, which again, I love these kits, you guys. I love these. So we're going to do this. And that's just to help kind of like remove some of that crinkle, and then I roll it looser as I put it back in. So this is going to be Tokyo Tower. It's another Sarah Bowman art. We're going to do a little bit of a rolling on it. And then we're going to take a look at this one. All right, look at how precious that is. So here is our sticker sheet. This one has more colors, as you can see. This one has 26 colors with 1 AB and 3 dust. But look how beautiful that is, Tokyo Tower. So look at the colors, the pastel rainbow on this. It's stunning. Look at that vibrancy of those pastels. And the dust drills and the AB are these last ones right there, but I'm not pulling them out. So we're going to have AB 5200, which is going to be, again, the pound sign. So the center of these little stars that we see all over the sky, all of the centers of those stars are the AB. And then also as we look, these bright lights on Tokyo Tower are also going to be ABs, that white AB that we see right there. And then next up, we have our dust drills. So we have this light purple that creates this center stripe of purple right in there. And it's also this one building here, and then the inside of this building. That is all going to be a dust drill. And then we have a slightly, I think it's probably this very pale one that we see right there. Mochi, you don't need to climb the tower of boxes. Just sit in my chair. Right here. Sit in my chair. You can go down there and sit. And then we have another, like more of a deeper pink one. That's going to be right here. So kind of like the lines that we see on this building right here. So that's there. And then also this swath of pink right here. So that's going to be a dust drill as well. And then the last dust is another pale pink, which is going to be part of this building right here. So we see it as like these circles with a dark top, light bottom. It's also the clouds right here and the cloud right there. Those are all going to be the dust drills on this canvas. So adorableness, this is again Tokyo Tower, which is another beautiful work. I think this one's a 24.7 by 24.7. So they're all relatively similar sized, which is, you know, wonderful having these little quick kits to work up. They're kind of technically, I would consider these like mini canvases. So usually when I log them in, a lot of times I will count them. Sometimes I count them as a finish, and sometimes I count them as like a mini canvas finish. It's kind of arbitrary how I do my logging in my logbook. There's not really consistency, unfortunately. All right, now we have our last one from Diamond Delights. This one is a larger one. She puts out the occasional larger canvas. I have all of the Sarah Baumann's that she's released, but I do not have all of the canvases that she has released. There's some things that I try to control myself and not purchase as much as I want them, but this one was so stunning. Normally it's like a must-have for all of these little ones, but I try to be like very selective on the larger canvases. But look at how beautiful this image is with the whales. So we're going to take a look at it. It's going to be a little bit of a different color palette because it's a lot of the darker colors, but still beautiful pastel rainbowy, or like still pastel blues in this one. Ooh, this one's rounds, which is even better. Oh my goodness, I didn't realize it was rounds. So here is my sticker sheet deciding to come apart. But here is Dancing Whales, and this is by the artist Shin, which is Popishi art. And you can see this one is a 50 by 50. 51 colors, so definitely a little larger, but look how beautiful that image is. And if we look at it, there's our colors, and you can see we have 1, 2, 3, 4 dust drills and then 4 ABs. So one of the things that I also really love about Diamond Delights and Elvira in her shop is she doesn't skimp on specials. You typically, it's not going to be just like 1 or 2 specials. You get a lot. Look at that beautiful blue AB. We have a white AB. So all of those specials there, but look at how pretty those drills are. And we have some gorgeous blues, all these different shades of blue in here. Stunning. All right, so we're going to go ahead and come up with this canvas, which I'm going to roll backwards so I can get it to actually semi-lay flat for us as we look at it. So we're going to do this. Mochi has successfully claimed my chair that the paintings are sitting on. She's just sitting underneath them because they're draped across the arm of the chair. All right, so we're going to take a look. It's upside down, but I love the blend with all of these canvases because it's a good blend where it's not solid color blocking, but it's not solid confetti either. But look at how beautiful this is. I love it. So this is Dancing Whales. I love these these whales, these great whales in here. And you can see they're all around kind of creating this circle going around, like looking from the bottom underwater up through the water. You can see we have those. We have more of them in the distance up towards the surface. And then we have the moon right here, a nice orange moon. So with our dust drills, there's going to be a lot of the blues with this, and it's going to be a little trickier to find them because there's so many shades of blue in this canvas. Okay, so this first one is a pale blue dust drill, which is going to be in like strips of color in this whale. I also see it as parts of the chin, underside of the chin of this one, these light tones right in there. Also, we have some stripes of that color over into this whale. And there's going to be more than that in here, but those are just the ones that I saw right off the top of my head. Is some of these light colored strips in this whale, a little bit over here into this one. And then into the very top of the canvas right there, that light color. Next up, we have kind of almost a bluish teal color. This one is another beautiful color. It's this one right in here. We see it scattered in that area, the light section there. There's also more of that color. Let's see, where else is that particular shade at? Oh, yes. So it's going to be this section right there. And there will probably be more of it scattered throughout, but I think that's like the two main spots I'm seeing it right off the bat. And then we have another lighter shade, which is going to be this one right here. That's another dust drill. And that one is also this light color right down here. And there's a little bit more of it over here as that light color there. And I don't see any of it up in the top portion. And our last dust is going to be our 3865, our white color, which is going to be this brightest point right here. Bright right there, bright there. Kind of like those water, those air bubbles in the water. Right here, all of these air bubbles that you're seeing in the water, those are going to be the outlined in the dust drill, that white dust drill. Same thing right there and right up there, those water air bubbles. And then we have our ABs. So we have a pinkish red AB, which is going to be these like dark spots right in here. Same thing right there. Not a ton of that one. There's just like a handful of colors. I think it's mostly right up in here and maybe a couple other places, but I think that's it. That'd be hilarious if there was literally only 5 of that color. And then we have a orangey yellow, which is going to be part of the yellow of our moon. Those inner sections of the moon are going to be another AB. And then we have 819 AB, which is going to be a pale pinkish color. Pinkish white, which is going to be right here, the really light color on the belly of this whale. I almost called it a dragon, but it's not a dragon, it's a whale. And then I think that's like the main spot right there. And then our last AB is a nice, beautiful blue. It's going to be a question mark. So it's going to be in here. Also this blue right here, blue here, there. Some of it in the belly of the whale, some of it kind of highlights in the whale, those blue highlights there. I also see that one as some of the blue highlights in the whale right here. And then this section of blue right here, 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 a lot of it over into this area and right into this area. But that is Dancing Whales, which is a beautiful piece. I love it. I love the vibes of this. And I like the fact that it's around. I didn't realize that it was around. That makes it even better. It's always good, but that kind of makes it even like more fun knowing, hey, this is a round canvas. Because it's a little bit larger, so I love that with it being a little bit larger, I love that it is round. So now we're going to go into our Jaded Gem Shop canvases that arrived this month. So I want to say I have 4 Jaded Gem Shops that arrived today, and 3 of the 4 literally arrived. It was quite funny. So 3 of the 4 actually arrived like the day, like October 1st or 2nd. It was pretty early into October when these first few of these arrived. So we're going to take these out. These are all going to be from Jaded Gem Shop. So the first one that we have is actually Derpy is the name of it. And these are going to be all of them are hybrid charting, but look at that. Look at this. Another, like, apparently had a trend this month, which a lot of these royal blues. So this one is going to be round drill canvases, a round drill canvas, and it is in, yeah, all rounds, but look at these drills. So pretty. I did not have any special drills charted in because it's easy enough for me to add my own. So as you can see, round drills. Now we're going to take a look at the actual image, which is, I have to figure out which way it went. So here we go. So this is called Derpy and Birdie, which is by Chocolate Raisin Fury is the artist. And I am in love with it. So this is a hybrid charting, but it has got a lot of color blocking. And that's one of the things that looking at the render, I knew. So it's like, this is all one color right here. And then as we come through, there is some checkerboarding in part of this background right here. But up this portion, when the color changes down, you'll see a little bit of checkerboarding. But right here, that's all one color for that area, that dark that we're seeing around in there. But look at this. I love it, love it, love it. He is so cute. He's the most ridiculous little blue tiger. And then our black raven up there as well. And I like the flowers in this. So this is one that I'm definitely going to add some bling on here. So I want to make this tiger stripes blingy. I want to make these, so more of the tiger stripes in the tail. Those are going to have a lot of bling. And then I'm also going to make do a lot of special drills for the flowers throughout here. But that is Derpy and Birdie, who is the cutest, ridiculous little thing. So round drills, 50 by 65. So we're going to take a look at the next one. These are a little bit faster to go through because I don't have any specials to point out in this canvas, but I can kind of point out for you a little bit of what I want to add bling wise to it. So we're gonna go ahead and set this one off to the side. So these ones I don't put back in their box because they're gonna go in a bin or a tray, because I believe, yeah, these ones usually fit in a bin. So next up, we have 2 more canvases in my series of kits going for BTS members. So the portraits from Mari945 of all of the BTS band members. I got 2 more of them arrived, so I'm still waiting on 3 more, because now I've got, this will make the 2 that I showed you guys recently, and then there are the 2 I'm going to show you today, and then there are 3 more that are on their way. So this one right here, as you can see, look at how pretty it is. So 63 colors. I did not get these with specials because I feel like you don't really need a lot of specials when you've got a portrait. I got this the same size as the other ones. We're going to take our washi and cover minder out. Here are the drills, as you see. So a lot of like skin tones and these light blues in here. Round drills. So again, for this entire series, I got them all as rounds. So this one right here is going to be Idol S. Round drill canvas. This is by Mari945, and it is a 50 by 55. So I like that size. I think it's a perfect size to be able to show off the details of his face, but not in like this massive, overly large canvas. So this is Seokjin or Jin, which is one of, again, the members of BTS, but look how beautiful that is. I love it. And there's the blending of the colors in the face is fantastic. You do have some color blocking in here, but then you'll have areas where it's a little bit more confetti for the details, but he's beautiful. That is Jin, or Idol S, Seokjin. We're going to take care of this one, and then we're going to look at our next one, which will be our next member of BTS that we're going to look at next. But yes, in case you guys didn't know, I am a fan of BTS. I have been a K-pop fan for years. Before K-pop even became popular, I was a K-pop fan. So it, like, back in the last 10 years, I've noticed that K-pop has gotten a lot more mainstream, especially the last 5 or so. But I started listening to K-pop or Korean pop music back in... oh goodness, I think I started listening back in like 2005, 2006 timeframe. So I've been listening to K-pop for 20 years now, which is definitely longer than most people have even, in the States at least, have even known about K-pop for that. All right, so this is going to be our next idol. So this one I think is Sugar. Yes, Yoongi. So as we look, there is going to be our image right there. 54 colors. Again, this one is another one that I got in rounds. Because obviously I buy all of my Jaded Gem Shops like this in round drills. But look at how beautiful that is. And there's our color palette. This one has a little bit more purples to it. Still with our skin tones. And again, this is going to be by Mari945. This is Idol Y, which is Yoongi. Or Sugar is his stage name. And I love the background. I think the background is beautiful. There's definitely going to be some, like, to get that gradation and blending of colors, you're going to have some almost checkerboarding in areas. But it's one of those things that works and looks spectacular when it's done. This is also a 50 by 55 because I got them all to be the same size because I wanted them, they're a set of 7. I wanted them to be, you know, look like they're a set of 7. But look how beautiful that is. The artwork is stunning. I do love Mari945's artwork. It's fantastic. She's a fabulous artist. But there is our Yoongi. But look how pretty that is. I also have a firm believer that we need more images of men for diamond paintings, because usually all you see are like images of women. That's the most common like portrait style to see, is images of women. And I'm like, I like being able to see, you know, images of men and diamond paint those, as opposed to always just doing, you know, the women. Okay, so we are on to my last of my Jaded Gem Shops to unbox. This one is a pixel charted, so in case you're wondering, all of the other ones that we just looked at are hybrid charted. This one right here is going to be a pixel charted. So this one is going to be like pure color blocking basically for this image because of the pixel charting of it. So that's going to be one that's going to be a dream to do as far as working on. Look at those colors. I love the blues, but then look at these pinks and greens. So a lot of pastel-y colors in this one. Here is our release papers that I'm going to remove and get out of the way. So there is our image. Look how cute that is. So definitely some color blocking in here. This is going to be a 50.12 by 65.24 round drill canvas, and it has 40 colors, which includes 4 glimmer drills, or dust drills, I guess you could call them. So we're gonna flip it over. So this is the canvas from here. This is called Magic Cat Pocket Nugget by the artist Brightbat. And look at how adorable that is. So this is a color blocking dream. If you are not somebody that enjoys color blocking, you're not going to enjoy this canvas, because it's literally all of this gray that you see right here is one shade. Our internal portion of our cat is all one shade. So very, very cleaned up render for this one right here, but it is so cute. And I will definitely add some special drills to this. Because obviously, you know, like this needs to be an AB. Our little fish skeleton will need to be an AB. We need to have some glimmer in the moon and in the stars. So that's something that I'm definitely going to be adding special drills to this one. Some dust. It does have some dust drills for it. So like here's the glimmer here. And then we have another glimmer is symbol number 2, which is going to be the bright green in the background. Then we also are going to have yellow. So it's going to be kind of part of the outline of the moon, and part of the outline right here, part of the outline of that little moon signal, that crescent. So it's like that middle tone. Those are all going to be a glimmer drill, but I'm going to make like the brightest section, which is 746. That 746 is going to end up being an AB, which is the bright portion of the moon right through there. And then we have our last one is the 3865, and that's going to be these white accents that you see right in here. And then same thing, actually our little fish skeleton is already a glimmer 3865, or that dust drill. I might turn it into an AB instead and keep like the other aspects of it as a dust drill. But look at how cute this is. So definitely one of them that if you want something a little bit like not massive, but something that's still going to work up super fast, because this is, like I said, it's basically a 50 by 65 with the 4 glimmers. Round drills, because that's my jam, is round drills. Unless it's something really small, then I'll end up getting it in squares. But for the most part, I order all of my Jaded Gem Shops in round drills. So that is the final Jaded Gem Shop canvas that I'm going to show you guys that I received this month. And I think I ordered this one with the Summer Mystery, which I had already received earlier because I paid a little extra for her to split the shipping up and ship them separately. So that way I could get the Summer Mystery while it was still kind of like in the peak of summer, which is what I did. Next canvas we're going to look at, this is from Diamond Artisan Shop. So this is another company that I absolutely love their kits, and I love the fact that with Diamond Artisan Shop, you can choose whether you want to order things in square or round. So I typically always order them in rounds. So this one, I think I ordered at the same time as one of the other Aloras. So look at this. There's the Saja boys from K-Pop Demon Hunters, just like Derpy and Birdie. So look at how cute that is. So this one has 40 colors, which includes 1, 2, 3 glimmer and 2 ABs in this one. So we're going to take a look. Look at these drills. They're so pretty. So this is not the same manufacturer as Jaded Gem Shop, but a sister manufacturer. So you're going to see there's going to be a lot of similarities in the look of the canvas because it's going to be a sister manufacturer. So we're going to flip this one around. Oh, and she also includes, there's her cover minder washi and then her baggies for that. So here we go. So here is this one. Look how cute it is. I love it. I think it's perfection size-wise. This is called Saja Boys by the artist Blusu. It's a 45.2 by 56.4 centimeter round drill canvas is what I ended up getting as well. Look at how much perfection that is. So our special drills on this, so we actually have one of our specials is going to be this glimmer right here, which is that highlight on the hair that you see right through there. That highlight is a glimmer. And then we also have an AB as AB 210, which is going to be this purple, kind of like the highlight, kind of part of the shimmer of his hair right here. And then you also see some of it kind of creating some of the lines coming down. That's also going to be an AB, so kind of throughout his hair. So some of like the shining points of it that we see, and then the top highlight area. And then we have another AB, but a red AB. That's going to be the kind of like the curls that you're seeing in this one's hair right here. Those are that AB. Also, we have that same AB coming down right here. So that's going to be the lines that we see coming down there, kind of the outline of our sweater there, outline right here, outline there, outline of the shirt. And then as we come up onto this one, you can see same thing. Those outlines are going to be the AB. And then also up into his hair, we're going to see it as like the curl accents right through there that swoosh around. And same thing outlining right here and there for his shirt. But that is Saja Boys. Stunning canvas, beautiful look. And then also 3860, well, the last two glimmer drills, I forgot to mention those. So we're going to have another kind of purplish tone, which is going to be, where is that one at? Because that's 3863, which is kind of like a grayish purple, I guess. Okay, so that's going to be part of the outline of the hair on our central subject on Jinu. That is going to be, I always get them confused, but yeah, I want to say that one is Jinu. So that the outline of his hair is going to be that dust drill, and then the white that you see is also 3865. That white is going to be a dust drill. So same thing right down in here for the white. The whites that we see right, yeah, so here, also right in here, and those are the main areas. So that is our Diamond Artisan Shop canvas. So beautiful, beautiful piece. Love it. Saja Boys. So I got 2 K-Pop Demon Hunter canvases that came in this month. Next up, we actually have an Oraloa. So none of the kits that I just showed you were ones that I believe that I ordered in the month of October. All of them were kits that I had ordered previously, and they just arrived in the month of October. This is going to be one that I did actually order in October, and it arrived in October. So this is going to be an Oraloa canvas. And we're going to take a look at it. Oh my goodness, I forgot that they've got this little tab that you have to peel up, which I massacre usually. So this is going to make, I think 3 canvases, or the 4th canvas that I own from this particular artist. And you guys will see in a minute when I open it up. So this is one, they had it, they released it, but then they released it at like a really big discount, like 50% off basically. So I had to have it. It's also, like I said, it's one that goes with 2 of the others that I already have from this company. And then I have 4 total from this artist. So this is going to be from Maud Lemoyne. So there you see it, Le Chant de Grue, whatever you want to, however you want to say that. And it looks like we have, this is a 45 by 70, 45.7 by 70 centimeter round drill canvas. And it looks like it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 dust drills in it. I will also add ABs because you guys know how I feel about ABs. We're going to take the toolkit out. Here are our drills. You can see they already come kitted up into little baggies for us, which makes things a little, can be faster or slower depending on how you do it. But this is going to be, basically it's like what, I think the Song of the Crane is what this one is. But look at how beautiful she is. Stunning, absolutely stunning kit. We're going to roll it back a little bit because it doesn't want to stay flipped for me. And it is a hand charted one. I'm just at the quick glance, I'm like, okay, that's some fantastic charting compared to what I'm used to seeing on some of the Oraloas are more of like a hybrid chart, but this definitely doesn't have, just glancing at it, does not have unnecessary confetti or anything like that. All right, so this is Le Chant de Grue. So this is from Oraloa and the artist Maud Lemoyne. It is a 45.7 by 70 centimeter round drill canvas. And like I said, it has 8 specials in it, 8 of the glimmer drills in it, or the dust, however you want to call it. So our dust drills on this one, we have this blue dust drill, which we are going to find. Okay. All right. So I'm seeing some of it right here on the belly of the crane. That's what I'm seeing so far for that color, is the belly of the crane right there. So a very pale grayish tone. And then we have 444, which is going to be a yellowish tone, which I'm trying to look and see where I would think I would see it on this canvas for the yellows. And that one is like a diamond shape, but yellows. Where is that drill at? Okay, there's like a handful of those drills, the yellows scattered in the flower stripes of her robe right there. And it's like, you'll see one drill, one drill, one drill, one drill, one, one, one. So it's very much scattered in here, but some subtle yellows in there. And then we have a green dust drill, which is going to be a lot of the greens of the plant that we see here. Same thing, a lot of the internal brighter green of the leaves of our flowers. Same thing with some of the greens right up here around leaves on the flowers in her hair. And then we have a pink toned dust drill as well. And that one is going to be, where am I going to find that one? It's kind of like almost like a skin tone, like a nude color based off of just looking at it right there. That one is, okay. So that's going to, there's some of it right here as kind of this outline of our fan. Same thing right here for the other side of the fan. I think that's the only area I'm seeing at first glance. And then next up, we have a light blue tone, which that light blue is going to be, let us see, where is that light blue tone going to be? It's not in the background, I know that much. So where is it? Where? I just found where that one is. That is going to be these bright, kind of like this accent in part of the wings on our crane. Same thing, we see some of it right up here accenting in the wings of our crane. And then next up, our last three, we have like a brown shade, which that brown shade is going to be kind of in part of the fan. So these little strips of the fan right here and there is where I'm seeing that one. And then next up, we have a darker red. That one, like a darker pinkish red, which is going to end up actually being, so that one I am seeing kind of these darker accents of our leaves of our flowers. Those dark stripes that you're seeing, that is going to be that dust drill. And then our last one is going to be our white color. And that one is going to be into, I want to say it's probably going to be near, maybe some of it into our crane. But it's like that diagonal up arrow. Maybe there's not in the crane. It seems weird to not have it in the crane. Okay, I do not see any of that 3865 dust drill right off the top of my head. There's not a lot, so it's this small bag right there. So when I work on it, I'll probably find it accenting some of the really bright areas of the canvas, but just off of my quick initial glance, I'm not seeing, because there is, oh, I see it now. I say I don't see it, and then I find it. So it's going to be the light in this white color in the sash right here. That's where we're going to see it. So when I work on this canvas, I am going to be adding a ton of specials to it as well, because I believe like we can have a lot accenting like the right here, part of her robes, also accenting the fan a little bit more so, and as well these flowers. So I will be adding definitely some ABs in here because I love a good AB, and there are no ABs in this canvas. But she is stunning. She was one that was an absolute must purchase from Oraloa, because I didn't want to run the risk of this one being discontinued and not being able to get her, since I have two other Oraloas that kind of match along with this one from the same artist, Maud Lemoyne. So I could not pass up this one right here. She's a beauty, absolute beauty. I like the size too. It's round drills, and I like the size. It's, you know, a little bit narrower, but a little bit longer. But it's a wonderful, wonderful kit, beautiful canvas. So the rest of the canvases we're going to go through are going to be Diamond Art Club canvases. So we have a few Diamond Art Clubs we're going to be taking a look at. A couple of them I'm just going to very briefly bring out and show because I already did an unboxing for some of them. So that's something that we're going to go through fairly quickly. Let me go ahead and pull some of those ones out. So these are going to be ones that I received in the Halloween mystery box. So there are 3 canvases from the Halloween mystery box that I received. And as we take a look at them, so I'm trying to rearrange my kits a little bit to make it easier to get to everything. So 3 of them I already unboxed from the Halloween mystery box that I had purchased. So those ones are going to be a little bit quicker to kind of go through than some of the others, except for this one because I haven't opened this one. But I did already open these 2 for you guys. So we're going to take a look at them as well, though, because I'm going to draw them out. So this is one of the new releases. This is Apple Pie by Mrs. Butter D. So this is going to be one of those Mystery Club exclusives, or mystery box exclusives. Sorry. So this will be one that I do for Halloween next year because I just finished Cursed, which is kind of like the sister painting that looks very similar. So I'll most likely end up doing this one over for Drills and Chills next year. So we're going to take a look at it. So as you can see, there's the top. That little mouse creeps me out. So I will probably do something to the eyes of that mouse. All right, so the one thing for this is the color palette is very orange and brown. So there's really not a lot of green or anything. There's like a tiny bit of green in this canvas, but it's very much oranges and browns. It does have some beautiful colors. Like, look at that. That is a dust drill right there, that 722, and it's a good amount of it. So this canvas is Apple Pie from the artist Mrs. Butter D and Diamond Art Club. It is a 55.6 by 78.7 centimeter round drill canvas. So again, that's like a size point that I do enjoy because I feel like it's easy to work on when you get a kit that's this size. It's kind of like a 50 by 70 roughly is my happy place canvas wise. So for this one, we do have 73 colors, which includes 2 ABs, 1 crystal, and 4 dust drills. So for our ABs, I want to say when I already went through this very in-depth for you guys in my actual unboxing video. So if you want to see that more in depth, go watch the unboxing video. So the little worm right here is going to be one of those ABs there. I'm not going to go like really try to hunt these down because I just want to go through this one quickly because you can watch the more in-depth version. And then we have more of a yellow AB, which is going to be the crust of our pie. We also see it around our mixing bowl as well. We see that same AB here and right there, and then right down here in the rolls. There's more of that previous AB that's the same worm color right in here. Those are going to be some of the main areas for those ones. And then also the yellow around her pendant or her brooch for her dress that she's wearing. And then our crystal is going to make up, let's see, what is our crystal going to be? Okay, the crystal is going to be this worm right here is going to be crystal. And then also the moon is going to be crystal. And then these stars are going to be crystals as well. So that's all going to be that yellow crystal. And then our dust drills, we have a red dust drill, which is going to be a pretty good swath. It's all of that. We have fairy dust for this red, this deep red in the curtain is all fairy dust. Also, we're going to see that same one still again with the curtain right here coming down. And it is also into kind of some of the highlights of our apple. Not the brightest color in the apple, but one of these reds in the apple as like an accent. And then we also have the green, which is going to be around our eyes of our little kitty cat, is another dust drill. And then we have an orange dust drill, which is going to be the batter in the mixing bowl. So that's going to be a good swath of it there. And then we also see that one, the percent sign, is also going to be part of the pumpkin. So we're going to have some of the dust here in our pumpkin. Same thing for this pumpkin face right there. And then around the part of the, around our little ghosty in the thing in the picture in the background. And then our last one is a yellow, and that's going to be all of the yellow that you see, this bright yellow of the plants. That bright yellow is all the final dust drill. Same thing right here in the eyes, right through there. A lot of dust in that one. But anyways, that is Apple Pie from the artist Mrs. Butter D. And Diamond Art Club. Super adorable. I love it. I already took the treasure quest card and the sticker sheet out of this one since I already unboxed this one. So we're going to take care of it. All right. Next up is going to be the non-holiday one. So kind of like the one of the other kits that was in there that has already been released. This is one that I had never purchased, obviously, because I still kept it. This is one that I had previously, or like that I would have never, this is not something that I would have normally gone out of my way to buy, but I am actually going to keep it because I'm like, you know, this actually looks kind of cool. So my intention is to actually work on this, even though it's not the typical thing that you'd see me buying. So this image is going to be a lot of color blocking. So we have this beautiful wolf, as you can see here. We're going to go ahead and put that there. It's a nice small size. So this is a 50.7 by 63.8 round drill canvas. As you can see, a lot of darks. There's a lot of 310 in this canvas. It is from Sarah Richter. It's called Howling Wolf. And there is a really cool special drill on this one as well. So this one does have, let's see, it does have 2 ABs and 1 metallic and then 1 special. So our special is actually going to be a big white pearl that you see in those large spots. That's going to be the special drill. It's kind of like a half pearl. And then our ABs, we have a yellow AB, which is going to be part of we'll see that yellow AB and then the white AB. So the yellow is going to be next. The white is going to be the brightest portion in that background area, and then the yellow is right next to it. We also see some of that white on like all of these like fangs coming down. There's a lot of white outlining here, here. A lot of it kind of scattered throughout is going to have some white. Same thing, this really bright portion right there. And then the yellow that extends up right into there, that's going to be our two ABs. Then our metallic drill is going to be in part of the yellow right in here. Same thing for kind of like the halter harness ornate stuff that's on our wolf is going to have a lot of that metallic, but it doesn't go all of the way. So what I will probably do bling wise is take everything that's like the yellow of the gold tones of the bridle area, and I'll probably turn those all metallic. Same thing, kind of like coming right down here in that. And then I'll probably add more AB type stuff for like the background sharp aspects, because those are the specials. And then I'll add more special drills for the flowers right in here. There'll definitely be more ABs in here because I don't think there's any ABs in these. And they just have a couple, well, there's a couple ABs. The pollen are AB, and then that's about it. Like the 726, that bright yellow isn't even like a dust drill on the flowers. So the flowers are going to turn into like full-blown bling for that, because I really want this wolf to stand out from the background, from that black 310 background. But that is Howling Wolf from the artist Sarah Richter. Again, not something I would have normally gone with, but there's a lot of really good potential on this kit to do some bling and bling it out. There's definitely a lot of potential on that one. So next up, we have Potion Delivery. So this was not one that I ended up getting in my Halloween mystery box, but I did end up trading the, what was it called? The Witch's Way one. I think that was what was that one of Peggy Collins, I want to say? I traded that one for this one because I didn't care for that one. So this will be my first time opening this kit. There's our toolkit. And then as we come in here is going to be our sticker sheet right here and our card. So as we look at that, it is a bronze card. I feel like everything I get are bronzes. There's Potion Delivery. Here you can see there are 100 colors in this. That is officially the largest and highest color count of a canvas is going to be this one. It is square drills, and it is a 55.8 by 70.7, so not massive. So it is squares, and it's very high color count, but not excessively oversized, which is kind of nice, and why I was like, you know what, I'll go ahead and trade for this as a square and, you know, not have something super massive. And the artist is Rosie Scribbles, so she's got some beautiful work. This will be my first time looking at this one up close. It's going to be really cute. Like the amount of colors on this are ridiculous. Again, 100 colors, that is officially the highest color count of any canvas that I own, is going to be this one right here. Potion Delivery from Rosie Scribbles. We're going to turn it at our angle. Look at how beautiful it is. It's so much fun. Okay, so much fun. It is square drills, and look at that drill pack. Pretty good size drill pack. A lot of colors. What are you making a mess over there for, Sushi? She's knocking over my de-stash trays. But lots of colors. I love how it's not just solid purples and like fuchsias. You also have the greens, the whites, these other colors in here. This one comes with 1 AB, 2 crystal, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fairy dust drills. So our AB is going to be a dark blue, a 3810. It's going to be a blue AB. And that one, this is going to be the challenging part, is finding all of the specials on this one, considering how many colors and how many symbols there are to look through. In some of them, I may be looking for something that's only a handful of drills versus others are going to be a lot of drills. So that's going to be the challenge, is finding it on this canvas. Okay, I found at least a little area of it. So this little stripe right there and a little stripe right there are going to be an AB of that blue tone. And there's also some of it in the highlight of her scarf as well. Our other AB, that's our 1 AB, and then we have the crystals. So L307 is going to be a crystal, and that's going to be this yellow that we see outlining our skull. It's also the yellow that you see kind of outlining the brightest point of her glove. And then same thing right here on her ribbon. and more of it, I think that's outlining this skeleton, the yellow around that skeleton there. That's going to be the first crystal. Our other crystal is 783. It's more of a brown tone. That's going to be in here on these bottles of potion that she's delivering. And then up here for part of our broom, part of the broom handle is going to, or the broom fronds are going to be that same crystal. Same thing as an accent here in her gloves. And that's it. And then our dust drills. So one of them is going to be Z444. So that's going to be this yellow you see right here. Same thing in part of the broom right there. Right there. And yeah, this whole area there. And a little bit of accent on the ribbons. A little of the accent right here on her arm. Well, that's going to be the yellow crystal. And then the dust, well, no, that is the symbol I'm talking about. That diamond is the dust. Sorry, I got confused myself. And then we have a red tone, which is going to be, that is going to be kind of this reddish brown for a highlight on the bow. The highlights on the bow, also right here as well. And then into this top part, we see it as this bright spot on our bow right there in her hair. And then we have a green of the dust drills, which is this bright green of like the misty potion. Same thing right here and in the eyes of our skulls. And then our last two, we have a blue dust drill, 3766. That one is going to be, that's going to be this bright blue that we see right here around the gem on her glove. And that might be the only spot that I see that particular color off the top of my head. And then the white is going to be a dust drill, 3865. So it's going to be the white highlight there. The little white accents you see in here. So that's white there, right there. And then coming up in the very brightest white around the eyes of our skulls. Right here as well. The whites right here. That white in the moon behind her, that really bright part. That is Potion Delivery from Rosie Scribbles. Again, this is a 55.8 by 70.7 square drill canvas, and officially the highest color count canvas that I own since it has 100 colors, which is crazy and mind-boggling to me. Next up, we have one of the Yumeis that I received this month. This is called Pumpkin Season. This is by Yume Art. I did do an actual official unboxing of this one because it was just so stunning. So if you guys want to see the actual full-blown unboxing of it, then head on over to my unboxings and you will see it. It was like, this one was such a ridiculously awesome canvas that I just couldn't resist, and I had to do a full-blown unboxing for it. So Pumpkin Season from Yume Art. It is square drills. Most of the Yumeis end up being squares because of the level of detail in them. It is a massive canvas, very large. So this one is, so it's going to be hard to show the entire thing in here. But again, I show it in my unboxing video. So if you want to get a close look at it, you can over there. I'm just going to kind of unwrap it like this so you can see. Like, it's so massive. Look at the drill pack. Look how massive that drill pack is. Huge. And with this kit, this is 111.8 by 69.9 centimeters, and it has 95 colors. So crazy high color count for this kit. It does come with, let's see, 4 ABs and 3 dust drills. In the ABs on this, we have a blue kind of highlighting some of her hat, also some highlights down in her dress for the blue, and then some into the top part of the fireplace. And then there is a yellow orangey AB, which is going to be the yellow in this little pumpkin that we see right there. The yellow's right there. Same thing, we have some of it in the bright spots of the pumpkin there. And a little bit of the yellow highlights on her sleeve. There is a paler yellow, which is also going to be part of the faces of our pumpkins. That's going to be that one. Also, we see that one over into the face of this little pumpkin right here, that bright part. That's another AB. And then our final AB is a much lighter blue tone. It's a bluish white, and that's going to be the edge of our knife for sure. And then also this top highlight of our pumpkin right there. I'm not going to go super in depth on this one because, again, I did an entire unboxing. And then we have our 3 dust drills. So one of them is the 720, so that's that yellowish orange. Well, really it's an orange that you see, that bright part on the pumpkin there. That's also in most of our little pumpkins. There's some of it in that pumpkin. There's some of it over here. There's a good swath of it in the background right in here. So all of this yellow or all of this orange is that same dust drill. And then we have 2 more dust drills that are going to be blue tones. So we have a 959, which is, want to say, where are the blue shades at? So that dust drill is, I should know because I hunted this down previously, but when it's your first time looking at the canvas and, you know, since I bought it. Okay, so that's going to be starting with the highlights in her hair. This pale color in her hair is that dust drill. And then the last one is a little bit of a darker shade. It's 992, and it's going to be kind of like another teal aqua color. That one is actually in the stems of our this little pumpkin over here. So we see that light shade in the pumpkin. But that is pumpkin season, which is an epically hilarious kit. If you have not seen my full unboxing, go watch it because you can go very in depth on it. But I love these pumpkin faces. They're ridiculous. And like the fact that she's so nonchalant holding both knives cracks me up. All right, our final 3 canvases to unbox. This will be my first time opening these. So this one is another Yume. This is called River of Dreams. It is a smaller square drill canvas. It's Yume, of course. Diamond Art Club, 55.8 by 83.6. So definitely a little bit more manageable than the last one that we just looked at. Ooh, as I knock things over. I am in a mood, apparently, to knock things over. We're going to pick that one back up. All right, so first time opening this one. There's our toolkit, which we're not going to look at. And then we're going to pull this out, and we're going to take a look at our sticker sheet and our treasure quest card. I need some gold cards. That's what I need. Did I just pull a gold? Oh my gosh. No, I didn't. Okay. I was like, is that a gold? No, it's a bronze. But that is River of Dreams from Yume. This is a square drill canvas. It has 72 colors, but it's a decent size with that 55.8 by 83.6. Not a bad size. And there is the sticker sheet. It looks like we have 1 crystal, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dust drills, but no ABs. So you know I'm going to be adding ABs to this because that's what I do. I love adding ABs. And I'm going to be doing so much planning when it comes to doing the specials in Yume's when I do decide to work on all of my Yume's. So without further ado, we're going to take a look at this beauty. Oh, I'm really excited to see this one. Oh my goodness. The color palette on this. I forced myself to look at like unboxing videos, just so that way I can get like that pleasure of seeing the kits like this in person. Oh my word. The color palette, it's stunning. Oh my word. I love it. And this is going to be another one that's just like with many Yume's, you're going to have more color blocking in the background, but then you're also going to have a lot of areas with some confetti for the details that we see on these kits. So here is our image. So pretty. Here is our sticker sheet, or our drills. You can see how I love all of those aquas and teals. They're beautiful. So with this one, oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. So in case you didn't see, I love the size of it. I know some people complain they think it could go larger because her face isn't super distinct, but that's part of like the allure of this, because even in the original art, it's not like a super obvious look because her face kind of blends in with her hair. And then you have all the flowers in the boat. So this is a boat with this cat and this, it's like the cat fox because it reminds me of a fox, but it's actually a cat. And the girl with the greenery and the flowers in the boat on the water on this river. And you can see how beautiful it is for being called River of Dreams. And I love these stars. They're a recurring theme in Yume's art. So this one, like I said, it has 1 crystal, and then it has the 1, 2, 3, 5 dust drills. Our crystal on this one is going to be a yellow, and that's going to be this bright yellow you see in all of this area right here, all of those bright yellow slots. Also, some of these stars right there, those are going to be yellows up in that top portion. That's a crystal. And then we have Z162, so a blue. That one is our $ symbol. So it's more of a light blue. So I feel like it's going to be mid area for this canvas. The challenge is finding it, like always. It's always so tricky. Okay, I'm seeing some of it right here. So as we come down in here, there's some blue in the stars. That light blue in the stars is going, Mochi, you're going to make a mess of things. The blue in the stars is that dust drill down here in those large stars. So all of that blue there, the blue in this one, Same thing, some blue over into here. And so all of these stars have the blue in it. And then next up we have purple, so 210, Z210 dust drill, which is going to be what symbol again? J. I want to say it's going to be up here in the flowers. Yep, there's some purple flowers in here. Not a lot, just a little bit of an accent. And then we have 340, which is another purplish tone. That's going to be symbol W. And I want to say it's probably up into the same area up here because that's where a lot of those colors are. There are some of that previous purple shade down around the water in the river. So that's kind of cool being able to see that. And then there are some of that other symbol I have yet to find. Okay, I am seeing it down in the bottom portion. So we have some of that light purple as some of the flecks in the water are going to be that other dust purple, that 340. Then our last two, we have 744, which is actually going to be this yellow in the star, that yellow there, yellow in here. We have a fair amount of this one because all of those lower stars have it in there. And then am I also seeing it up higher? I want to say that there's probably, yeah, there's some of it up into the sky. There's some confetti in the sky. And then there's like a few things of it into this portion. Yep, so part of her hair right here as well. But that's all going to be that yellow. And then our last one is going to be an aqua teal color, which most prominently as this highlight in the boat. Right there, that highlight teal aqua in the boat. And then this massive swath of water right here. That's all that same dust for that massive strip of water right there. I'm actually surprised that the 5200, the white, is not a special drill. So that's something that I will probably end up turning this into like an AB or something for those big swaths of white because I love that accent. And then of course I will add more. I want to make the stars more of the orange tones, the orangey browns in our stars. I want to make those really stand out. So I may add some more crystals or ABs down into these stars that you see floating in the river. But that is River of Dreams. And it's hard to make out, like I said, it can be tricky to make out the shape in the face and our subject matter. But when you see it like this straight up, it's a little bit more obvious that this is our girl kind of leaning over the edge of the boat. Cat curled up next to her, and she's in like a bed of like greenery and flowers there. And then there's our boat on the river. Beautiful, beautiful canvas. I love it. And the size is excellent as well. It's not so overwhelmingly massive. It's skinny. It's a little bit longer because it's an 83.6, but it's not an overarchingly too oppressively massive canvas. Now we are on to our last two canvases. So one of them, this one right here, I did purchase on a D-Stash. It's kind of got this unique box to it. I don't know how I feel about this type of box. I feel like it's a little bit more complicated because you do have to take the plastic off of the box to be able to open it. I think I have like two maybe in this style. So here is our toolkit, which again, I don't use the toolkits. And we're going to open it up and see. So here is going to be our sticker sheet and our card. So we're going to take a look. It is, go figure, another bronze card. So this is from Moana 2, Hear the Ocean's Call. I love, Moana is like my all-time, like one of my all-time favorite Disney princesses, I guess you could say. But this one is such a cool image. So it is squares. It has 99 colors. Crazy. Oh my goodness. I didn't realize it had that many colors. It is a little bit larger, like width-wise, but not too bad height. So this one is a 65 by 77.9 centimeter square drill canvas. Here are our 99 colors, as you can see, which includes 3 ABs and 2 dust drills. So we're going to take a look at this one. I'm kind of torn. I was like, you know, do I just not put the canvases back in the bag and just put them in the box without the bag, or do I leave them in the bag? Dilemma. I have a feeling this is going to be a lot more confetti. Yes, there's definitely a lot of confetti in the bottom part of this canvas as I look at Moana. And the face looks really weird. I probably will not do like her teeth, those 2 white drills for her teeth. I'm not going to do. I like the rest of the render on her face, but that just kind of looks weird with those 2 teeth. So I think if I just make her face solid, that will look better. But there is so much confetti down here in this water. And then we get into like more details. There's definitely confetti there. But then as we come up into the background is going to have those nice swaths of color blocking in the background. And then when we get into Maui himself. He's going to have some confetti all throughout him. But again, there's more color blocking into the background, which is fantastic. So this right here, here's our drill pack. As you can see, look at those colors. I love the colors on this. There's lots of purples and blues. Like I said, this canvas is going to have 3 ABs and 2 dust drills. And our ABs for this one, we're going to have a tan AB, which is going to be kind of this outline of the rim of our boat. We're also going to see kind of these light color, that highlight of her leg. Same thing on the bottom leg. I also see some of that one as an AB scattered onto Maui, more so as we look at, let's see. And then we have some of it into, do I have some in the bow of this, or the sail up onto the bow of the boat? I do not. But there's some of it on the highlights of Maui's hand, on his chest as well. Our other AB, or our second AB, is going to be a green tone, and that's going to be some of the greens in his skirt. And then, yeah, that's basically the green is in his skirt. And then we have a blue 3756, which is going to be a light blue, and that's going to be in the water. Because the sky is more of those darker, deeper shades. But this really light blue that we're seeing right here is going to be so this light blue all throughout here, over into this area, that is going to be that final AB. And then our 2 dust drills, we have a 351. That dust drill is going to be into some of like this, into this tone right here, into her skirt. So I see that one as kind of a reddish, pinkish tone in the skirt right here. So it's going to be right there, right throughout that area there. And a little bit right up in here on his, the leaves of his skirt as well. And then part of our little crest of our little rooster right there. And then the last one is 3855, which is more of a brown tone. That's going to be this yellow brown right here. And then we also see that same yellow tone coming up on the mast as we go. So we've got that yellow right in here. All of those yellow spots on the sail that you're seeing. So the yellow into the sail, right into there, is also going to be that drill. But this is the canvas. So like I said, I got this one off of a D-stash because I loved it so much, and it's Moana. I had to have Moana. I've been waiting for, like, my 4 princesses are Merida, Mulan, Moana, and then Mushu. Mushu's not a princess, but he is a princess. Those are the 4 M's that I look for as far as my favorite Disney characters. But that is Hear the Oceans Call Disney canvas from Diamond Art Club. And last but not least, our final canvas. This one has been so long overdue. This is Duck Bath by the artist Art by Julia. Square drills, 65 centimeters by 80.9 centimeters. And it is going to be a green heaven. You guys know I love my greens, so I'm really excited to do this one. We're going to take our toolkit out, and we're going to go ahead and pull here, and then we will see what our card shows. So this is going to be our sticker sheet and our card, which is probably going to be, yep, go figure, another bronze. So I have really horrible luck and I get all bronzes, but look at that kit. It's Art by Julia from Duck Bath. Mochi, you're not supposed to knock things over. You're not getting down there. Sushi's there. All right, so look at that. 30 colors. So I like the fact this is going to have a lot more color blocking. As you can see, there's 1 AB and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dust drills, and they're all going to be shades of, like, basically shades of green. Maybe 1 tan for this one here for Duck Bath. I will probably end up doing Duck Bath in January for the Art by Julia DP along. That is going to be hosted by Michaela Renee, Diamonds at Tiffany's, and Diet Coke and Diamonds, Natalie. So the 3 of them are going to be hosting an Art by Julia event. We're going to take a look at Duck Bath. Oh, my goodness. I'm so excited to see this. I've seen people work on it, and I have been so jealous because this is one that I was, like, you know, trying to control myself during Black Friday and not buy absolutely everything. So I immediately was like, okay, I'm going to wish list this. So I did wish list this one from Black Friday, and I've been regretting it ever since. I have literally been wanting this canvas since Black Friday when I wish listed it. Look at these drills, these greens. This is like heaven for me. I am in love with these. Look at this. We have some massive, like 3 massive bags of this peachy tan fairy dust drill. We also have some beautiful, like, there's a beautiful green dust drill in there. Oh my goodness, this is going to be so much fun to work on. I'm really excited for it. I will probably add more ABs because that's what I do. I love seeing how simple the legend is on this one. When you look at it, it only takes up a fraction of the space because there's only 30 colors on this canvas, even though it's a large canvas. This is Duck Bath, 65 by 80.9. Oh my goodness, I am loving it. It is the cutest thing ever. So adorable for Duck Bath. And let's see, our AB, so one of our ABs is going to be, well, our one AB is 5200, which is going to be the white. That's going to be these white highlights that we see in the water, right there, there. All of those little highlight bright spots in this area, that's an AB. And then our dust, we have 369, which is all of this green in the water right here. All of that prominent shade of green in here is going to be a dust drill. I think that's fantastic, and I love it. The next up we have, that's a 369, and then next up we have a Z704, which is going to be another dust drill, and that is going to be, see, the right angle. So that's going to be the greens that we see, a lot of these greens in the plants, all of that green right through there. Same thing as we come up into our plants over here. We have a lot of that dust drill up into the corner. So all of this green here, right through there, all of that green is a dust drill. Same thing, there's more green right here, more green over here with the plants falling down, and then all of this green right up there. That's all dust. I love it. And then we have a 948, which is more of a peachy tone. That particular drill is going to be, where is that one at? Oh, wow. So that entire section, this entire section of background right here is all going to be that kind of like peachy, yellowish green for this entire background right there. That is fantastic. I love it. And that's going to be this color right here, that whole background. And then we have 3822, which is going to be a yellowish tone. That yellow is going to be, it's kind of scattered as a highlight in some of our yellow greens. There's some little highlights of it there. I'm also seeing some highlights of it right here on those leaves. And then, do I have more of it up at the top? Yes. So we have a little bit of it scattered over here on the greens there, a little bit there, right there. And then as we come over here, I'm going to see more of it into this plant. So it's some of the half of this plant, that strip, this section here, and then some of the accent there as well. That's all going to be that dust. And then our final one is 3827, which is going to be more of that yellowy peachy tone. And that's going to be this dust drill here, right in there for that one. Then the bottle on the bathtub. And then the same thing down here in the bottom, those ones right there. Ooh, see, those ones right there are also that same dust drill. But that is Duck Bath. I am going to be doing so much more than bling to this. I'm going to add a lot more like special drills onto this one here, kind of highlight certain aspects of it. I will probably make the plants all completely special drills. I'll add more ABs into our plants, into the greenery there. And I want to do more with the water. The water is a lot of dust, but I'd like to have some more like special drills beyond just the white AB. I would like to have a little bit more accent into our duck there. I will take a look at the enhancement suggestions from DP with Sparklers. I will look at those enhancement suggestions, but then I usually will mix things up because there's certain types of drills that I do not care for as much. Like, I'm very selective on the crystals that I use because crystals are really not my favorite. So I tend to be a little bit more selective on crystal use than what they do. They do a lot more crystals. All right. So that concludes our unboxing of all of these kits. I want to say that there was, what, like 15 to 17, somewhere in there, maybe 17 canvases, I want to say. I don't remember. It could have been more. You guys can go back through and count and see how many it was. But those are all of the kits that I received in the month of October. And now my goal is going to be to kind of control myself even more as far as like my weekly purchases for the month of November. So I don't have as many kits coming in November. There are still a handful of kits that I have ordered. So I think I have 5 or 6 outstanding kits from Jada Gem Shop that potentially could come in November. And if they come in November, that's going to be, you know, like, that will be, I'm not allowed to order any more Jada Gem Shops unless it's something that I would, like, realistically, the nice thing is that Jada Gem Shop doesn't discontinue kits, so I can order them whenever I want. So I want to work through some of the kits that I have and some of the older kits that I have before I start purchasing more from Jada Gem Shop. There will be certain releases just because I hate, like, I guess I fall victim to FOMO, but I hate having, like, the threat of kits being discontinued with Diamond Art Club. So obviously if there's a Yume, I am going to absolutely purchase it. If there's an Art by Julia Duck, I'm going to purchase it. If there's a Mrs. Butter D, maybe. If there's a Jeremiah Kettner, maybe. Margaret Morales, maybe. But my absolute must-have artists, that are from Diamond Art Club, I will buy all Art by Julia's, and I will buy all Yume's for those two. Thankfully, they don't release as many Art by Julia kits. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Our definitely massive unboxing of the kits that arrived in the month of October, and hopefully November is a little bit of a smaller set of canvases that arrive in the month of November. But that is all I have for you guys for today. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one. Have a great day, everybody. Bye.